Hey everybody, welcome back to the Smack. This is Mars here, and we're here for another Love It or Skip It review. We're looking today at the Undead Iron Fist #1. That's right, we're kicking off a brand new series of Iron Fist, which I think is great, and it's focusing on our boy Danny Rand. We leave off from the backstory. I don't know if any of you guys remember. There was a 50th anniversary special, one off last year, basically with Danny Rand, where he died. And another part of the story is that Danny Rand died at 34. He was supposed to die at 33 because that's when all, according to the legend, this is when all of the Iron Fist die. But he made it to 34th. He just was able to delay it for 1 year. Now he's in hell, and he's coming out of hell basically to get I guess, the demonic dragon Chai Lin. Shailin, of course, is not going to be taken alive, and so what he's done, he's basically made his headquarters at the Rand Family Corporation headquarters, and he's basically had his Wraith Lins. These are basically demonic creatures who've taken over the bodies of regular humans, and so Danny has to fight through all these demons without, number one, harming the people in them, to get to the Rand headquarters with destroying these evil creatures at the same time. But there's a time limit because he has to do it before his power dissipates, right? So remember, he's undead, and he's trying to get to that before. One of the things we're going to learn about this comic book is that this comic book is going to test what we've always known about Iron Fist. You know, the rules behind him, the powers. How can he come back? Because we've seen in the past many Iron Fists have died, or we've been told that they've died before the 33rd birthday. We do know that there are some exceptions naturally. We don't know how those exceptions will work, but we think that they're going to explain some of this stuff as the story goes on. It's a limited issue. It's 4 issues altogether. The artist on this story is Fran Galan. I like the art very much. The writer is Jason Liu, and of course I got to give credit, of course, to Jim Campbell, who's the colorist. Remember, this story again starts off in Iron Fist, the 50th anniversary, where Danny Rand dies, and of course they talk about the whole thing about him, his 33rd birthday, 34th, and so now they're trying to set it up. I know there's some confusion with a lot of people in terms of that there's already another Iron Fist, a younger Iron Fist, who's received the powers of Iron Fist, and therefore, Danny Rand is supposed to have moved on because he was dead. In addition, you have it was very confusing, that particular episode, the 50th anniversary, where they have all these different Danny Rands, and I'm hoping that this new series will help to, I guess, bring back Danny Rand to who he should be. Hopefully, he'll overcome this. He should overcome this issue and become what he should always been, the Iron Fist, and a popular character going forward. We have to also say, and there's a couple of cameos. Of course, at the very beginning of the book, we see that Luke Cage comes to the grave of Danny. And, he's sad. He's apologizing. He wasn't able to be there for him, but he notices that the grave is empty. And why is that? Because Danny has come from hell and come out. And like I said before, he's coming out after the Shaylin and the Wraithlins. We also have an appearance from Miles Morales, who, he sees all this commotion going on. There's fighting in the streets, and he's like, "What's going on?" And everybody thinking the Iron Fist is coming out to get people. So he's there to stop it. But in intervening time period, he notices that with his powers, that hey, you know what? These are demons here, and Iron Fist has to basically tell him, you need to back off because I have a mission to do, and if I don't have to do it enough time, people can get hurt. So that's what happened. I probably expect more cameos, which would be a great thing. But this is a pretty good debut for a comic, and it also has a perfect time for Halloween because it has some horror elements in it. But one thing we got to talk about is that Danny Rand comes back with a with a cowl. Well, it was a cowl. It was like a bag over his head. The look is different from what he normally does, and it looks pretty good, at least because no one can see his face. Who knows what has happened to him in hell? We do see flashbacks because one of the elements of this book is that there's a lot of flashbacks. Um, we see him in present day as he fights through the Wraithlings, trying to take on their demonic dragon boss, and we see him in the past as he is not in the past, but while he's in hell, and he's trying to survive it, and he meets up with another Iron Fist. I think overall, I think it's a pretty interesting book, a good series that is going to question the mythos of what an Iron Fist is. The only thing that I worry about is that with these books is that they're always questioning this the known history. And so if you're going to come and question it, don't go and change the whole kit and caboodle. Let's at least try to keep some of it together. Already one of the big problems I've said with Iron Fist is that they've had way too many Iron Fists at a time. There really should just be one, and that's how it was for a long time, and now it's just an explosion. But hey, if you like what you hear, give me a comment, subscribe, join us. Spin Rack, out.